Assalamu alaikum. I am Captain Rakibul Islam, Master Mariner, presently student of Masters in Port and Shipping Management, online first batch in Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman Maritime University, Bangladesh. Now I will present my research topic, Innocent Passage and National Security Concerns. The topic will be presented to MD Mustafa Aziz Shahin Sir, Assistant Professor, Department of Port and Shipping Management, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman Maritime University. Table of contents in the topic. Topic description, Principle of Innocent Passage, the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea UNCLOS, concept of innocent passage, importance of right of innocent passage, duties of the coastal states in regard to innocent passage, duties on ship engaged in innocent passage, when passage will be said not to be innocent, national security concerns, balancing innocent passage and national security, dispute resolution, case study, and finally conclusion. Innocent passage and national security concerns. Two notions influence the international law relating to ocean. Number 1, notion of freedom. Number 2, notion of restrictions. The middle path of the interaction between these two notions discussed is the principle of innocent passage. The United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea UNCLOS bridges the gap between centuries-old rights and obligations. Law of sea has now become very established after a series of conventions. List of conventions. Hague Codification Conference in 1930, Geneva Conference on the Law of the Sea 1958, which is UNCLOS 1, the Second United Nations Conference on the Law of the Sea 1970, which is UNCLOS 2, the Third United Nations Conference on the Law of the Sea, which is UNCLOS 3, from 1973 to 1982. Concept of innocent passage. The right of innocent passage is a fundamental principle of international maritime law. It is as old as the law of the sea itself and one of the most universally recognized rules of public international law. The right is premised on general right of freedom of navigation in international waters. The right of passage allows foreign ships to navigate through another country's territorial sea in a manner that is innocent and not prejudicial to the peace, security or good order of the coastal state. In other words, the activities of a vessel or ship exercising the right of innocent passage should not engage in any action that is constitute a serious or unacceptable threat to the coastal state. The right of innocent passage is a customary international law principle enshrined in the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea UNCLOS of 1982. The right of innocent passage is governed by Articles 17 to 32 of the Law of the Sea Convention. Article 17 of the UNCLOS grants ships of all states, whether coastal or landlocked, the right of innocent passage. India is a signatory to the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea 1982. Besides this, there is a national legislation governing the coastal regions within the sovereignty of India. The act is known as the Territorial Waters, Continental Shelf, Exclusive Economic Zone and Other Maritime Zones Act 1976. Section 4.1 of this act deals with right to innocent passage within the territorial sea of India. Innocent passage. Passage according to the convention is navigation through the territorial sea for the purpose of traversing that sea without entering internal waters or calling at a roadstead or port facility outside international waters, or proceeding to or from internal waters or a call at such roadstead or port facility. It is the requirement of the convention that such passage must be continuous and expeditious transit through the territorial sea without entering internal waters or carrying out any activities that are inconsistent with the concept of innocent passage. Passage includes navigation, overflight and other incidental activities necessary for the ship's navigation such as anchoring, berthing and launching lifeboat, as long as they are solely for the ship's safety or the safety of its crew. A passage is said to be innocent so long as it is not prejudicial to the peace, good order or security of the coastal state. If a ship engaged in innocent passage conducts activities that violate the coastal state's laws and regulations or threatens its peace, security or good order, it may be considered prejudicial to the coastal state. Importance of right of innocent passage. The right of innocent passage is an essential aspect of maritime law and carries significant importance as it ensures the freedom of navigation by allowing ships and aircrafts to move freely through international waters and airspace. The right also plays a crucial role in maintaining peaceful relations among states. By respecting the right of innocent passage, states demonstrate their commitment to international cooperation and peaceful coexistence. The right of innocent passage also facilitates international trade, commerce and communication by enabling vessels to traverse the shortest and most efficient route between ports and destinations. With this right, ships can efficiently transport goods or resources across oceans. Duties of the coastal states in regard to innocent passage. Article 21, the UNCLOS 1982 empowers coastal states to make laws and regulations with regard to innocent passage. Accordingly, the courts of the passage, the coastal state have certain duties and obligations to ensure the smooth and lawful exercise of the right of innocent passage by foreign ships passing through their territorial water. The coastal state shall not hamper the innocent passage of foreign ships through the territorial sea except in accordance with this convention. By imposing requirements which have the practical effect of denying or impairing the right of innocent passage on the foreign ships or discriminating in form or in fact against the ships of any state or against ships carrying cargo to, from or on behalf of any state. The coastal states are also required to give appropriate publicity to any danger to navigation, of which it has knowledge within its territorial sea. Duties on ship engaged in innocent passage. A ship is subject to specific duties and obligations when it is making an innocent passage through a coastal state's territorial sea. The United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, UNCLOS, which establishes the rules for innocent passage, specifies these obligations. By the provision of UNCLOS, when a ship is exercising the right of innocent passage, it must comply with the laws and regulations of the coastal state relating to innocent passage and all generally accepted international regulations relating to the prevention of collision at sea. The ship must maintain continuous and expeditious passage through the territorial sea without undue delay, and it must be in a manner that is not prejudicial to the peace, good order, or security of the coastal state. When passing through the territorial sea of another state, a ship must navigate in a safe and orderly manner, following established navigational rules and avoiding any action that could endanger the vessel's persons or property, and also comply with international regulations. Foreign nuclear powered ships and ships carrying nuclear or other inherently dangerous or noxious substances shall, when exercising the right of innocent passage through the territorial sea, carry documents and observe special precautionary measures established for such ships by international agreement. When passage will be said not to be innocent. Article 19(2) provides for instances where passage will be considered to be prejudicial to the peace, good order, or security of the coastal state, and they include any of the following activities. Alpha, any threat or use of force against the sovereignty, territorial integrity, or political independence of the coastal state, or in any other manner in violation of the principles of international law embodied in the Charter of the United Nations. Bravo. Any exercise or practice with weapons of any kind. Charlie. Any act aimed at collecting information to the prejudice of the defense or security of the coastal state. Delta. Any act of propaganda aimed at affecting the defense or security of the coastal state. Echo. The launching, landing, or taking on board of any aircraft. Foxtrot. The launching, landing, or taking on board of any military device. Golf. The loading or unloading of any commodity, currency, or person contrary to the customs, civil, immigration, or sanitary laws and regulation of the coastal state. Any act of willful and serious pollution contrary to the convention. India. Any fishing activities. The carrying of research or survey activities. Kilo. Any act aimed at interfering with any systems or communications or any other facilities or installations of the coastal state. Lima. Any other activity not having a direct bearing on passage. While enjoying this right in the territorial sea of another country, submarines and other underwater vehicles are required to navigate or sail on the surface and to display their flag. National security concerns. While innocent passage is a fundamental principle of UNCLOS, coastal states have the right to adopt measures to ensure their national security. UNCLOS acknowledges this right and states that coastal states can temporarily suspend innocent passage if there are genuine national security concerns. This means that if a coastal state believes that a foreign ship passes through its territorial sea poses a threat to its security, it can take appropriate measures to prevent unauthorized activities that are not consistent with the concept of innocent passage. This includes activities such as smuggling, piracy, unauthorized broadcasting, or any other unlawful acts. They may also adopt measures to protect their security and defense interests. This can include stabilizing prohibited zones, requiring prior notification for the passage of warships, or taking action necessary to maintain their national security. Balancing innocent passage and national security. UNCLOS seeks to strike a balance between the rights of coastal states to safeguard their security and the rights of foreign ships to engage in innocent passage. Coastal states must exercise this right to suspend innocent passage with caution and not arbitrarily. Any such suspension must be communicated promptly to the International Maritime Organization (IMO), and the suspension should only be in effect for as long as necessary to address the security concern. Dispute resolution. If there is a disagreement between a coastal state and a foreign state regarding innocent passage and national security concerns, UNCLOS provides mechanisms for dispute resolution. This can include negotiations, mediation, or arbitration. The goal is to find a peaceful and fair resolution that upholds the principles of UNCLOS while addressing the legitimate security concerns of the coastal state. Now, case study. One of the famous cases in the right to innocent passage is the Corfu Channel case. The Corfu Channel case refers to a significant international legal dispute that took place in the aftermath of World War II and was decided by the International Court of Justice. The case revolved around incidents that occurred in the Corfu Channel, a stretch of water between Albania and the Greek island of Corfu. Overview of the Corfu Channel case. Background. In 1946, two British airships HMS Saumarez and HMS Vlorë were conducting a navigation exercise in the Corfu Channel. While passing through the channel, both ships struck mines and had been laid in the water. The incident resulted in the sinking of HMS Saumarez and damage to HMS Vlorë, as well as the loss of lives. The British government alleged that the mines had been laid by Albanian naval forces without warning, and this constituted a breach of international law. Contentions. The British government claimed that Albania had violated its obligations under international law, including the customary law of the sea, by failing to provide adequate warnings or clear indications of the minefields in the Corfu Channel. The British government argued that this breach of international law had led to the loss of British lives and vessels. International Court of Justice proceedings and judgment. In response to the incident, the United Kingdom brought the case before the International Court of Justice, alleging Albania's responsibility for the incident and seeking reparations. The International Court of Justice judgment delivered on April 9, 1949 and addressed several key points. Responsibility. The International Court of Justice found that Albania was responsible for the incidents as it had failed to warn about the minefields in the Corfu Channel. The court held that Albania had breached its obligation under international law to ensure the safety of maritime navigation. Due diligence. The court ruled that Albania had an obligation to exercise due diligence in keeping the Corfu Channel free from mines and to notify other states of any dangerous conditions in the area. Reparations. The International Court of Justice did not rule on the issue of reparations since the parties reached an agreement on this matter during the proceedings. Albania agreed to pay compensation to the United Kingdom for the loss of lives and ships. Significance. The Corfu Channel case is notable for clarifying the responsibilities of coastal state regarding the safety of navigation in international waters. It established that states have an obligation to exercise due diligence to ensure the safety of navigation, including proper marking and notification of potential hazards. The case also underscored the importance of maintaining the principle of innocent passage as well as the rights and responsibilities of coastal states in international waters. The Corfu Channel case has been cited in subsequent international law cases and has contributed to the development of legal principles related to maritime navigation and state responsibility. Conclusion. While innocent passage is a key principle of UNCLOS and the right of innocent passage is of great importance as it upholds the freedom, peace and cooperation among nations and fosters economic development, coastal states have the right to protect their national security. This right allows them to temporarily suspend innocent passage in the face of legitimate security concerns, but such actions should be transparent, non-discriminatory and temporary. Dispute resolution mechanisms are available to address any conflicts that arise between coastal states and foreign states over these matters. Thank you all for your kind attention. Assalamu alaikum.